Okay, so just a second. Of course, I'm not done, but I am done on the segment piece for the theme of the month. So just hold on a second. Now, we'll cover the topic of the month, okay? The topic of the month comes from Matt in Ohio. Matt has submitted a inquiry about his marriage with his wife. He's an American citizen, natural born, and his wife is from India. They've been married for 2 years. Matt says she refuses to have a child or even discuss the topic. Says that she feels like a mail order bride. That's a first. And doesn't speak directly to Matt. Says she behaves like a maid. Matt's question is, how does he create a marriage in which he's going to be happy? So, based off of your question, Matt, I think that what you're trying to say, or what I am receiving from you, is that you're unhappy because your wife is not communicating with you, and then she's also not doing some of the things that you expected out of her. But maybe you didn't communicate as a necessity. Okay? So here's the thing. Marriages have problems. All relationships have problems, whether it's a marriage relationship or a work relationship or a parent-child relationship. There are going to be problems, especially communication-based problems, in every single relational dealing between human beings. Welcome to the world, Matt. You are normal. So, here's the thing. Communication is everything. Literally, it means everything. It is everything because it has the propensity to repair everything. Now, my suggestion to you is going to be for you to communicate with your wife, but also I would like to say it's really important for you to talk to her about the fact that you intended to have children with her at some point during your marriage, and discuss seeing a marriage counselor if you guys haven't already, kind of put that in the cards or in the works. It's really important that you sit down with a trained professional sometimes to have these initial discussions, because no matter how much advice that I can give you from this end, on the outside looking in, I don't know all of the intimate details of your particular situation. And that's the thing that I try and tell people when they write into this column for advice. You have to give me as much information to go off of as possible. And I'm going to assume that you did that, but it's still not enough for me to give you very exclusive and specific details that would rectify your situation completely. So my first thing would be have a talk with your wife about the possibility of you guys talking to someone jointly. And also, initiate this conversation about where she is with feeling like a mail order bride. That piece, it says a lot about what she is or isn't willing to do within the constraints of your union, believe it or not. I think sometimes we oftentimes find ourselves not giving our partners enough credit for trying to communicate, with us. And although that communication may come off as harsh and rough and spiteful, she may be trying to tell you something, So it's important to explore all of the elements of what's going on and what she has communicated to you. And in doing so, you kind of want to go to her and say, hey, I remember we had an argument on such and such day, and I was just doing some thinking, and I really appreciate you for communicating to me that you felt like you are a mail order bride. Can you tell me more about what that means for you? I'd like to see, if there's something that I can do to, improve things on my end and clarify some things if I can. But that's a way for you to kind of address it in a roundabout way without being offensive. Another thing is her behaving like a maid. What does that mean exactly? And what are you expecting exactly? that doesn't speak to you directly could be a social cultural thing. It could be a woman thing. Maybe you pissed her off or something. But I would explore all the elements, and I would do so without judgment if I were you. I would just basically talk to her. Hey, I know that, communication has been strained between us. Go back to a time when you guys had better communication, if that was ever a time in your marriage, or talk about some of the modeling communication, she may be seeing on media or on TV, while she's with you. You might want to explore seeing a movie where the type of communication that you'd like to get from her, it's being modeled by actors, and then say, hey, I wish we had that in our relationship. That would be nice. Conversations have been kind of tense, so communication between us have been kind of, frail. And I'd like to improve things. Of course, you want to say that after the movie is over and you're within the constraints of your own home, so she doesn't feel on the spot or embarrassed or whatever. But so that's pretty much all I've got. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to review this month's segment and advice column. And what can I say? Have an amazing 2018. I really hope that the clean slate conditioning element registers with you guys, and I really hope that you guys like and share this video. Furthermore, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you follow me on LinkedIn, the ability now for us to create videos, I think that's an amazing thing. Like, I'm so excited about that, and hi to you guys as well. Facebook, Instagram, all of those places, all of those platforms where you can find me. Always look up in the search column doclqj, doclqj, and that's how you can find me. Or doclqj speaks. One or the other, whatever. Thank you so much for your time and your attendance and attentiveness to the various things that I've discussed today. And thank you so much for being a part of destigmatizing the very, very important element, mental and emotional and behavioral health and maintenance. So that's all I got. You guys have an amazing 2018. Later days, folks.